something you really need to know around a ballroom memorial project and why it's important. Our community has influenced pop culture across the globe, from Beyonce and her backup team to Kelly Rowland's Commander video. Ballroom and its culture and art has been either co-opted or used by artists and major celebrities across the world. We need to own our culture. We need to own everything from Vogue dance that's spread around the world to our verbiage and our lingo that's being used by celebrities from daytime television to reality TV. There is no more important project for any generation than to declare their heritage. Another thing is that right now, within ballroom, there seems to be two very interesting things happening. It seems to be there is a deterioration between houses, communication, and an increase in violence. But there also seems to be a key group of people trying to change ballrooms for the better. There would be no better project to dedicate all of our resources into than working on setting up or establishing either a ballroom memorial in New York where ballroom has its roots, or throughout the country where ballroom and pageant scenes have spread. But here's what's most important. It gives us an opportunity to show off as one ballroom scene. To the outside world, they don't understand that we're broken up into houses and different families. It's important for our public image to be as one house. So whether you're an icon or an up-and-coming statement or even a spectator, there is something that you can do to promote this new wave of change within ballroom. Almost ballroom renaissance is something I like to say. And also to give back on a real community level. If we harnessed our power as queer people of color, gay, trans, lesbian, people that are urban, Black, and Latino, there's nothing that we cannot do. So, if you're interested in the Ballroom Memorial Project and in helping star or helping organize people where you are, in any state you're in, you can contact me, Mariah Lopez Ebony, at MARIAH, the number 4, change, CHANGE. That's Mariah for change at gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Well, it's almost that time. And we're going to start a little bit early. I have the legendary TANAKA Prodigy on the line. Say what's up. Hello.
What's up with everybody? How y'all doing this evening?
Hey, what's up? How's it going out there? Any trees falling down? Is it still snowing? What's going on?
No, it's not snowing right now. It's cold though. Yeah, how y'all loving that Florida weather?
Oh, well, we got a little bit of the cold.
Oh, the cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a little bit of the cold, and everyone's wearing sweaters and coats out here in Florida. It hasn't been like this cold in about 10 years. I said about a decade, right?
Okay, how's everybody doing in the background? I'm sorry, how y'all doing?
Everyone is good. This is Sorry, Love.
I'm Soraya Loves. Well, sorry.
All right, for those who's tuning in right now, this is legendary TANAKA Prodigy. That's right, from the Red Era, and we're gonna start like this. Let's start with how was it growing up for you? You know, in your family as a child. Let's start from there.
Well, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. I was born March 1st, 73. You know, I'll be turning 42 March 1st. But childhood for me was dim and blurry. You know, a lot of things that went on in my life, you know, as far as childhood, it's kind of blurry, but some things do stand out. Like I was molested as a child by a relative of mine. It lasted for years, It was to a point after a while, I never acknowledged this person as a relative. When I was cutting school, I was going to go visit my boyfriend, not my cousin. That's how long it went on, to the point where, the family aspect of it wasn't even a factor.
So sorry to hear that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It happens very often in, the LGBT community with the kids and children growing up and coming out,
Too often.
It happens a little too often, and I'm glad that we have some type of awareness out there for that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The phone kind of went out, I think.
Okay, I said, it happens often, in the LGBT community. So, I'm glad that we have resources, where they, educate and they help, awareness, spread awareness on the topic.
Yeah, there's a lot of it going on in life, and sad to say, not only with just us, but since we're speaking on, since we are homosexuals, speaking on us, it's very sad to say, and if you're a male and another male person is molesting you or touching you or doing something wrong to you in a sexual nature, it's hard as a male to say, well, mommy or daddy, cousin Rick or brother is doing this and this and that, especially if you already have feminine ways, then you're looked upon as the troublemaker or as the one that's, you're just looked upon as the problem.
Right.
It's sad, but childhood for me, of course I'm going to have good moments, with anything in life. You have good and bad, but it's just a lot of my childhood, it's so foggy. When I speak with my sister and my brother, and we talk about things, and stuff comes back to life for me,
Right.
Yeah, because you subconsciously block things out.
Right. And what were some of the good things about, growing up with your family as LGBT?
I mean, the good thing is we had a strong mother. She is very, very strong, and she is very determined, and she's a fighter, not in the physical sense, just as far as, she did the struggle, and she took care of her family as far as she could, and we had good things. My grandmother, I was kind of her favorite, I remember times sitting there greasing her scalp, combing her hair, running to the store for her, just being her little baby. Mm-hmm. My mother, she's comical, she sit there and tell these crazy jokes and stories about her childhood and things that went on. I've had a good times with family, cousins, and I have a slew of those brothers and sisters and cousins and things like that. So we had good times. It wasn't all bad.
Okay. Now, where did you live when you were young? Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm. Born and raised in Philadelphia. I was born in Frankfurt Hospital. I actually grew up in Whitehall Projects for y'all Philadelphians out there. That's off of Cacawana. Yeah, I grew up in Whitehall Projects. Went into a foster home at the age of 11. From that time in this foster home, I done lived in several. I don't think it's a part of Philadelphia that I have not lived in.
Okay.
People ask me, well, where you from? Philadelphia. What part? Philadelphia.
All of Philadelphia.
I done lived everywhere just about.
Okay, now, how was it for you, coming out knowing that you was different?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How was it for you, growing up and coming out and noticing that you were different from other kids?
I think I kind of knew at an early age. I knew that my mother used to do a hand gesture where you put your hand flat out and you shake it. You know what I mean? And you make that little, you understand? You put your palm of your hand out and you kind of shake it about, and meaning that, he's feminine or he's good, or, when I would do straight things, and people say, yeah, why he do that? Well, she put her hand out, well, he's one of those. Thinking they were being secretive, but, as a child, you don't miss nothing. You just block things out. But growing up in school, I've had fights. I've had, harassment, growing up in the project. I went to Smetley Elementary School in Frankfurt off of Pratt Street. And that school, and that school was kind of crazy. And I've had, it was some stuff. I was never tortured, but I've been in some situations that wasn't nice. And I grew up and learned from them very quickly.
Wow. That's a good thing, though.
It'll make you or break you. You just gotta roll with the punch. You gotta live life, You just live life, love God, and maintain.
Now, how did you come out and discover the LGBTQ and others like yourself?
I was in the fall, so how I come out into the gay life?
Yes, how did you come out and how did you discover the gay life? Perfect.
Well, living in North Philly, I was about 17, 18. I used to work I was a summer counselor and after-school counselor at a place called Tucker House, E. Luther Cunningham Community Center on 11th and Wallace in Philadelphia. And I'm working there. I ran into another homosexual. His name was Arnold, better known as Kaka Curtis. And he used to live in Richard Allen Projects, and a lot of the kids from Richard Allen Projects used to come to the center. And I met him there in one of the dance classes that the staff had to, indulge in. For the end of the program, we all put a show on for the kids. So I met him in the dance class, and he took me to a club called Smart, which was on an Arch.
All right.
Yeah, this was in 1988. I was 15 years old. Yes, Lord. I was 15 years old, and from there, I started going on my own, and I started meeting people like Terrell Karan, at that time Terrell Excellence, and James Armani, and my best friend Alexander, who's in Ebony, my best friend Aaron Armani Ebony, and my best friend Aaron. These were times where ballroom was in Philadelphia, but we wasn't ballroom bred. We were what you would consider just club fags.
Word.
We would go from Smart to Allegro, which was on 22nd and Sansom, and then from there we would hit 13th Street. Yeah, we would tour the whole downtown Philadelphia, just all hours.
That's right.
just all in gay fun,
Yeah. Turn it.
It was exciting. I miss those days deeply.
Wow. Who were some of your friends that you met that were inspiring to you back then?
Some of the names I just mentioned, Aaron, I learned these are the first people that I actually linked up with, so I learned from them. Eric, my best friend Eric Carter from South Philadelphia. He died some years ago also, from 24th and Oregon. Aaron also, Alexander, some people I met, there's a lot. Stewart, as far as the ballroom scene, I learned a lot from Stewart. Believe it or not, I even learned a lot from Albernian.
Wow. Shout out to Albernian over Father Prestige and Florian Stewart Ebony.
I learned a lot from them. Kathy Jadu, my first house mother, I learned a lot from her. A very lot. It's Fuquan, Ebony Essence from New York City.
Oh, yes. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Fuquan Ebony Essence.
Yes. My mother, that's my baby. Yeah, we started one of the first we started the House of Essence, the original House of Essence.
Word. Tell us about that.
Well, we were Ebony. Some of the people at that time, the leaders at the time.
Wait. Before we even go into that, how did you discover ballroom first? Let's go into that first. How did you discover ballroom?
Back to when I first came out, we used to run through the gallery. A lot of people in Philadelphia were associated with ballroom, but we wasn't as heavy into it. I don't think, as we are now. But people like Al Vernon was the first person to take me to Jersey. My best friend Ray Stark taught me how to vogue, the old way. Well, at that time, it was just voguing. We didn't know what it was. We was just voguing. And he introduced me to Taffy Jadu. She used to work at J.C. Penney's in the gallery in Philadelphia, when J.C. used to be a hair salon in J.C. Penney.
Yes!
You remember that? And she used to work there, and he introduced me to her. She asked me about the balls. I didn't know, I'm fresh milk, just coming out. And went to a meeting, and